Good evening, this is Kuro. Got another competitive destroyer lesson. Going over the matchmaking, have enemy Montana, triple Des Moines, Henry, Stalingrad, and a Gearing. Looking at Cuter's lineup, we're running Montana, Des Moines, Worcester, double Salem, Moskva, and Shema. I promise you we can run different lineups, but this is just what we're running at the moment. And again, this map is Mountain Range. No, I just did a Mountain Range battle not too long ago. A common theme for Mountain Range is trying to control actually the center of the map rather than actually trying to obtain initial control of the caps. If you can control the center of the cap, where's my cursor? There we are. If you can control the center of the map, you're able to quickly reinforce positions. If you don't have control of the cap, you end up sending, ships in much longer directions, and it costs you time, which costs you points, which also costs you additional HP on your ships. Because if you need to reinforce a side, you've got guys that are barely holding on by the skin of their teeth, and you have to try to make this big arcing circle to try to safely get your ship there to try to be able to help. And so a lot of teams will run destroyers in the middle to try to dominate the center of this map. Now, this team is going to do a pretty sneaky play, and there's a Gearing in the middle here with me, but there's also a Des Moines. And I'm just going to dump some RPF torps out there. I think that this Gearing is somewhere in this vicinity, probably doing the same thing that I'm doing, right back at me. Because I didn't see, this move coming right away. Now, I'm going to pause it right here because this is the secret to playing a Japanese destroyer and how you scout, and why I say Shimakaze is the best scout in the game. You taking this angle back at your RPF, the main threat to your ship. I have 66% of my gun DPM. I'm a very narrow target for torps. No, off the top of my head, no other DD that can contest a cap or anything like that can accelerate, decelerate, change speed as fast as Shimakaze. That's okay. I'm getting into arguments for why I like to run Shimakaze in these modes, and that's not what this game's or this video's about, so I'm going to cut it off there. But this is, get very comfortable in this position and this is for any destroyer. If I was in a Gearing and I was this unsure about what was in the middle, I would be in this position. And this is a position where, and that's probably the best way that I could phrase it, I am unsure what is in this direction, but the team's telling me I need to go over here and find out for them. So I'm just going to dip my toe in the water and see what tries to rip it off. And then I'm going to run away as quickly as I can. That's the best way that I can describe what it is I'm doing right here. And I'm just backing up, just being patient. It is not a race. And you'll see me even periodically sometimes, like even stop or accelerate. So I'm not going 16.5 knots back in reverse. And that's the reason why. All of a sudden, there's a Des Moines this guy just went to full speed. Oh, there's the Gearing. And if I had not been under speed boost, if I had not been a Shimakaze, these guys would have been able to catch me. They would have pushed up, the Des Moines would have been able to radar me, and that would give the Gearing a direction to travel, that gearing would start sailing right at me, and that would leave a corridor right for this Des Moines to keep chasing me longer and longer. This gearing would be running the longer duration smoke. I bump up here a little further away because I think this gearing's still trying to push up here, trying to spot me. And yeah, and you can see, yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. I just got briefly detected. That's that Des Moines pushing right through that smoke. The problem is he's out of smoke. The Des Moines can only go so far up, so they get one crack at me and I'm off. But that's another, ambush that you see, and you'll see it particularly with gearings and Des Moines, and it can work really well. Hell, we've run that kind of strategy before, and it does work. The secret there is for your Des Moines to be able to actually catch that destroyer in the radar, so your destroyer can run that smoke out as far as he can to try to provide that additional cover for your Des Moines, so he can just keep racing full speed right through the smoke to chase that destroyer and just keep, hitting him and hitting him and hitting him. So now that the radar is down, again, I'm just backing up. Right now, if this Des Moines is trying to hang out in that smoke, when it wears off, the downside to this is you've got a Des Moines in open water. I'm backing up because RPF's telling me that's where the gearing's at. There's no radar threat from the Des Moines. I see the smoke's burning off here. There's the Des Moines. So I'm hollering at my battleship, hey, shoot that damn Des Moines. My team's starting to light into the gearing. I'm going to pop smoke and I'm going to join in just because we've got radar to provide vision. And, whittling this guy down is kind of the key to ripping the fangs out of this composition. These 3 Des Moines, they're they need either islands or they need smoke to be effective. And if we can get this guy off the board, that's really solid for us. So we're just, blind shooting in there. I'm even going to throw some torpedoes in there because, hey, it's a damn party. Now, I do need to start thinking about skedaddling because if this Des Moines starts rushing me, there's nothing really spotting me there. Now, I did get just a cheeky little reset. I think about shooting again, but I'm like, I better not. And you see the enemy Montana light off. That's always an impressive sight. And I picked the Des Moines up, and he's in the middle of the middle of the map. He's trying to push back to his Des Moines or to his gearing buddy, and this is really dangerous for him. I think he's trying to radar me. And I'm just, at this point, I'm just kind of toying with him. He's not going to be able to detect me. I do get curious if his radar's up, and I'm gonna just peek right in there. 10 kilometers. Am I going to get detected? Yep, his radar's up. So that gives me an indication that, okay, his radar was up. I've got another opportunity. If that guy, as soon as that radar's off, I don't have to worry about him for another, minute. His radar's down. I'm just reversing, and I'm just going to keep this guy lit. This is a really good, damage dealing opportunity for my team, particularly my Montana. He overmatches the hell out of him, and if we can catch this Des Moines, it can be really nasty. Got another radar coming up with the gearing, and they're in trouble now. They really needed to get off that cap, and you see that Des Moines just disappeared. And we're trying to light up the gearing, try to finish him off. Now his smoke's hurting him right now because his smoke's actually between me and him. So I'm undetected the whole time. Now with taking a look at the map, you got to maintain our situational awareness. That's, you know, one of the most critical things that you can do. Is stay aware of where everything's at, what has radar, what's used radar, what can surface spot you. And at this point, this game just got a lot easier because now we don't have a gearing that we can bump into, and they just lost one of their radars. So we're down to 3 radars that are able to detect me. It looks like 2 Des Moines here, 1 Stalingrad here, and the play that I'm going to make is my team is starting to push hard on the west. I want to try to reinforce that, and their Montana's falling back from C-cap. He's trying to reinforce the B-cap position, and by doing that, he's really creating an issue for my cruisers back here. So I want to see if I can do something about this guy. So, just going to run over there as quickly as I can. I've got torps up in 52 seconds.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
And again, this is one reason why Legendary Shima is, in my opinion, a better choice for clan battles. Is I've still got torpedoes in the water, and 30 seconds I'm gonna have another set of torps, and this is before adrenaline rush is even really factored in. So Montana's pushing in, and what I don't want is him to be able to get his indicator into this island. So you're gonna see me take more of this kind of approach to try to decrease the range, but get a better angle through here. And you're gonna look as soon as I see the torps load. Okay, he's starting to back off. Okay, I'm gonna throw some torps out here, semi-wide pattern, and I'm gonna watch for a second to see what he's gonna do. And then at this time I see that he's starting to accelerate forward, and I just take the biggest lead I can through here and drop those torps for him. And then I see him start to turn north, and I realize he's not actually going to try to push through there, or maybe he is. But it doesn't matter, my torps are in his face, and that's a very dead Montana. I get briefly radar detected. I think that radar is more because my Des Moines set foot on the cap than they were trying to look for me. But at this point, we've got a Des Moines on C-cap. The Moskva is stepping on B-cap. Now I'm going to take a calculated risk, and I'm expecting their Stalingrad just to try to ram our Moskva. He's popping his radar, and I'm going to pop speed boost, and I'm just going to push over there. And I want to be in a position that if somebody needs to cap this point after this Stalin dies, if he rams my Moskva, and see Frosty shooting over at across the map, that's telling me he's going for the ram. So I'm just gonna, be here, chill out, and just be, plan B. Just gonna watch this play out. We're 914 points. Cuters on every cap, and this game's gonna be over shortly. So, if you got any questions or comments below, leave them in the... Wow, I must be getting tired. If you got any questions, comments, leave them below. Hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.